We all know that last Friday night, Klay Thompson was feeling confident, even after a shaky Warriors victory in a must-win game over the Kings. He even said, "I don't see a team who can beat us in a 7-game series when healthy." Warriors as wings isn't justified in holding that position. With Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson healthy, the Warriors have never lost a Western Conference game in a playoff series. In fact, they've won a few without being at peak physical health. But that was a different time, and those are different teams. For those Warrior squads, they didn't have to win the game number 82 to make the playoffs. But these Warriors do. However, with the recent experimentations, the Warriors are kind of looking weird, which is not a good sign. So let's talk about that in today's video. Make sure to watch until the very end. It will be a pleasure for the NBA to be able to witness the spectacle of a Warriors-Suns first round series. There is no doubt that it will be the Western Conference Finals, at least when it comes to the media attention in April. However, does the Warriors' decision to face Kevin Durant seem like a good idea at the moment? I'm afraid that it looks like a strong possibility for the Dubs, since they have little, if any, control over seeding a first-round opponent at this point. I think they squandered that opportunity over the course of the last 6 months. The Warriors at the mercy are the Clippers, who are at the mercy of the Pelicans. It's a big, hot mess that needs to be cleaned up. And all of this, of course, assumes that the Warriors make it to the playoffs at all. And can you guess any sort of outcome with the Dubs? In my opinion, the Dubs should be able to avoid the pit that is the play-in tournament with no problem at all. And they won against the tanking Portland Trailblazers on Sunday. But should rarely becomes did or does for these Warriors. And this team has proven it does not do easy or simple. It looks like it should be the easiest Warriors game all season, right? Just like in Sacramento's game, it was supposed to be easy. In spite of playing no names on the road like Friday when Sacramento rested some of its best players, the Warriors have been gracious guests. As such, wouldn't it be appropriate for the Warriors to make winning a must-win game far more difficult than it needs to be for them in a game that will go a long way in defining the season? As we all know, that one season in which the Warriors were on the verge of winning their 4th NBA championship in 8 years can still be recalled by all, but the Warriors' 2022 to 2023 season, however, has been a completely different story. Although the story of defending champions is still in the early stages of being written, many NBA pundits have already had the page turned upon them. During his podcast, the Ringer Bill Simmons said, "I just don't think they have it." He said, "I don't think there's an on and off switch with his team." The naysayers would say, "Well, just wait, we got to see Andrew Wiggins and Gary Payton." But I don't think they have it. I think the lean has gotten better and they've gotten worse. Golden State entered as the number 6 seed in the West, but is just a half game ahead of the 7th seed and 1.5 games ahead of the 11th seed. In addition to that game against the Dallas Mavericks, the Warriors still have 9 regular season games to play, including 4 on the road, where they have struggled all season. But Golden State's woes aren't the problem for the Ringer's Logan Murdoch. As Murdoch told Simmons, "It's interesting because I remember seeing them at the season opener last year against the Los Angeles Lakers, and you could just see the magic was back on that night. There's no magic this season. There are no good vibes. The one thing that I always said was that the Warriors always got the right wins. Did they have the best record? No. But they always beat the Utahs. They beat the Celtics. They beat the Nets in Brooklyn. And they had all the right wins. This year they didn't have the right wins. They can't win on the road. It's just too much bad juju going on." Well, even after that, Steph Curry has been credited with, or blamed for depending on who you are, changing NBA basketball forever with his unlimited range and quick release. It is well-known fact that the Golden State Warriors guard has an otherworldly shooting ability aided by an unyielding motor and deceptively clever handling skills. In fact, he's a 4-time champion, 2-time league MVP, and a 9-time All-Star. But of all this, Curry garners quite a bit of attention. It also means that he sometimes catches stray animals. In an interview by Bally Sports, the network that broadcasts Atlanta Hawks games in the local market, Hawks forward John Collins was asked about the comparison that can be made between Trae Young and his team's all-star point guard and Curry. At the beginning of his college days, the slight 6'1" Young became known for his range pushing threes in a very similar way to the 6'2" former Davidson star, and Young's shooting prowess has carried over into the league. Despite this, what Young really has in common with Curry is that both of them are both small, light-skinned guards with the ability to shoot the deep three-point shot. Well, the NBA loves to compare. Although Collins might not have been joking when he described the pair's superficial similarities, what he said next is certain to ruffle some very real feathers in San Francisco, regardless of whether or not it may have been a joke. According to Collins, Trae has definitely pushed himself into his own category. I can definitely say for sure that he's a way better playmaker than Steph and has a better isolation score, right? But obviously, there are different things that he does better and Steph does better. Collins added that it's great for Young to be compared to a guy like that, but he feels like Young wants to make his own name. The fact remains that, regardless of what he says, Young has averaged 10.2 assists as opposed to Curry's 6.3 assists this season. In spite of this, according to the NBA's isolation statistics, Curry scored 1.05 points per isolation play, compared with 0.94 points for Young. As for the ISO plays, in addition to scoring 43.1% of the time, Young scored 45.7% of the time compared to 45.7% for Steph. So it looks like the numbers might not tell a clear story as Collins was hoping. But there's one thing that we can definitely say, and for sure. Based on recent history, that Steph Curry will not shy away from the opportunity to respond to this question, no matter how busy he gets preparing for his team's upcoming first-round playoff matchup against the Sacramento Kings. The fact of the matter is, Steph Curry has been one of the most consistent players during this unpredictable season. Through 47 games this season, the 4-time NBA Finals MVP is averaging 29.8 points, 43.3% from the three-point range, 6.2 rebounds, and 6.2 assists, which translate into an average of 49.8 shooting from the field. But again, even Steph Curry can't do it alone. So the rest of the team has to step up during this final stretch of the season if they're going to prove critics like Simmons wrong as well. And if there's any good news for the Warriors fans, it's that his team has a lot of success doing exactly that in the past. Obviously, the Warriors is a team that has shown its ability to step up and perform when it matters most. So there's still a long way to go in the remaining games of the season, and the Warriors will need to keep their focus and stay together in order to finish strong and prove their doubters wrong as the season goes on. And I hope that with recent victories, I guess this weird strategy of Warriors is going to work and they will be able to make their fans happy. Either way, what do you guys have to say about this? Write your thoughts in the comment section below, and that's for today's video. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up, and for more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified on the new videos. We'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace!